It's 1935, and the first outstanding woman flyer, Amelia Earhart Putnam, prepares to fly the Pacific.
During my entire life, I have heard about the mystery of Amelia Earhart and where is her plane and what happened to her. There's a break in this case almost 100 years later. Maybe.
I'm actually really excited about this one. I'm kind of an Amelia Earhart nerd, and based on all the studies that have been done for decades, there's always a problem with them, or they're always kind of shaky. This one, I know when you look at the image and you just kind of go, oh, it just looks like some scratches and some darkness. That's actually really good.
I think he was surprised to find an airplane.
This is one of the first times where there are investigators that are looking in the deep, deep ocean. Because you guys, this is like over 16,000 feet deep. This is deeper than the Titanic, and it is the correct size to be Amelia Earhart's Lockheed Electra. So this happened near Howland Island. That's another reason why I'm really excited about this, because that is the most likely place for Amelia Earhart's plane to end up.
Fearless immortal of the air, she soared on and on to achieve a destiny both tragic and glorious.
So Howland Island is in the middle of nowhere in the Pacific Ocean, because Amelia Earhart in May of 1937 started her flight around the world. She started from Oakland, California, going east. So at this point, she's already done most of it. But taking off from New Guinea in early July and shooting for Howland Island, she's not heard from anymore after July 2nd, 1937. It just goes blank, right? No more radio communication. I think she was really close to Howland Island because the radio transmissions were getting really, really loud as she got towards Howland Island. So the ships near Howland Island could hear it really well. Actually, some of the people on the ships got out and went up on deck because they thought they were going to see the plane. You want to see Amelia Earhart's plane, right? So they thought, they're like, she's got to be around here. She's got to be right around here. They never saw her and they never found her, but it really looks like she was right around Howland Island.
Is it possible that she ran out of gas and that's why the plane went slow and then...
Absolutely.
And maybe they survived, but the plane sunk and they ended up just drowning.
Right.
It wasn't exactly engine trouble.
Question though, would it be this intact after that impact and then hitting the ocean floor?
It could be, yes. Yes, because we're so used to jet airplanes crashing, right? And they're going super fast and they slam into the ocean and they just basically obliterate. But in this case, this plane can go much slower, right? They can do a water landing with this. And I do think that this plane ultimately ended up in one piece, more or less.
Now, when a plane water lands like that, they say that it can float for a while. How long do you think that her plane could have floated before it actually sunk?
It's hard to say. Did the people die or not? Did Amelia Earhart and Fred Noonan, did they die in the crash? They could have, just because of the shock of the crash. But the plane itself could still be in one piece and then just sink down.
There's many other theories that they were alive. They landed in another island. The Japanese came, and took them as prisoners, decapitated them because of being spies. In fact, Amelia Earhart was good friends with Eleanor Roosevelt. In fact, she taught her flight lessons.
Our interests are in grave danger.
With FDR, there's a theory that she had some really expensive camera equipment with her, and part of a cover story of going around the world was, you're gonna take some spy photos and see what the Japanese are doing, because we're leading up to World War II.
Well, my question is so do we have technology to go down? How are we gonna get down that many miles in the ocean?
So I've worked on some underwater archaeology projects, so this kind of thing I do know is possible, but the technology is really expensive and really finicky.
So the Titanic, which also just kind of sunk, it's just a shell now. It got eaten up by plankton or whatever, God knows what's in the ocean. Why does this seem more intact than the Titanic?
Well, the Titanic split in half, right, when it sank. It split in half because of the sheer pressure.
I mean, okay, so it splits in half. Why would each half become a shell with barnacles on it?
Well, it could have barnacles. We don't know until we get down there.
What would be the likelihood that this could be really anything else? I mean, the consistency of how close of a match this is to this type of plane and its specific anatomy, I guess.
You look at the vertical stabilizers. The Electra 10E was well known. It's unique because it has 2 vertical stabilizers. And if you look at the side scan next to it, the argument is you can see those vertical stabilizers there. A lot of planes went down. It could be a World War II plane. It could be some sort of a shipwreck.
Would this ever be like an actual excavation job to bring pieces of it back up, or purely to go down to look at it?
It's purely go down to look at it first. That's their next plan that I think they're looking at the end of 2024, early 2025.
Wait, who's they?
Deep Sea Vision, so the company Deep Sea Vision, and the CEO, Tony Romeo, I watched his interview and I thought he had a lot of really good ideas.
So we can take really good pictures and come up with an engineering design on how to slowly, raise the plane at some point. So that's the ultimate goal.
Progressing really, really just thoughtfully and methodically, and that's how you find stuff like this. You methodically take a boat and go back and forth along the ocean just for days and days and days.
They also at some point want to send like an autonomous underwater vehicle to be sure. I don't know how far off we are from that technology, but that would be their goal.
Would you say that this is the most compelling find in the search for Amelia Earhart?
By far, I love it.